All right, so true confessions, this will be the most useless method of solving that you can come up with. If you get something that looks like this and meets this criteria, you should use the quadratic formula, but we have to teach this because it's a state standard. So we're gonna. If you look at a polynomial, so here's your polynomial. If you see that and the leading coefficient, which is this one right here, if that's not 1, and there is no common factor for the other things, like 6, 19, and 10, you can't pull anything out of all three, we're kind of stuck. At that point, we use what's called factor by grouping. Again, I personally never use this. If I were to run into this problem, I would use the quadratic formula, but this is something you might enjoy more. So there's a couple steps to it. What you do is you take the first times the last, so 6 times 10, which is 60. And then you need to find two numbers that multiply to 60, but then add to negative 19. So similar to our factoring from before. In this case, the two numbers that work are negative 4 and negative 15. So what we do is we replace that middle term with negative 4 and negative 15. Then we put parentheses around them, and we pull out the common factors. So 6x squared and 4x, you can pull out 2x's from those, and you're left with 3x minus 2. From this, you can pull out a negative 5, and you get 3x minus 2. The key here is that these two things have to match. If they don't, it's kind of defeating the purpose, because then once those match, they get their own parenthesis, and these two get a separate one. So they would be factored then at this point. We're just going to do 2 examples on the next page because there's only 2 on your assignment, just so you at least are familiar with it. So we'll do number 1 and number 3. The first thing you have to do is establish what's A, B, and C. A is 5, B is 8, C is 3. Then you take A times C, which is 15. And we need 2 numbers that multiply to 15 and add to 8. Those numbers are 3 and 5. So then what we do is we take 5x squared and we say plus 5x plus 3x plus 3. So we replace this middle term here with our new 5 and 3. Then we put parentheses around this, and find the common factors. So 5x squared and 5x, we can pull out 5x from both of those. We're left with x plus 1. Here we can pull out a 3. It's going to be a positive 3. And we're left with x plus 1. So these two match, which means we're in good shape. These two are going to get their own set of parentheses. So we'll have 5x plus 3 times x plus 1. All right, let's try this last one. A, B, C. A is 2, B is 11, C is 12. Then we take A times C, which is 24. 2 numbers that multiply to 24 and add to 11 from right here. That would be 8 and 3. So we're going to take and rewrite the original, replace that 11x with 8x's and 3x's. Then we'll put parentheses around these and parentheses around these, and we'll take out as much as we can. So 2 and 8 can be divided by 2. They both have an x, so we'll pull out 2x. We're left with x plus 4. 3 and 12 are both divisible by a positive 3, and we're left with x plus 4. Again, we're in good shape. Our parentheses match. These will get their own. So we have 2x plus 3 in yellow, and then x plus 4 in green. Again, terribly inefficient, but it's just another method if you want it. So your assignment is worksheet 7.1.3. You're doing the odds, and then 12 and 14, this is factor by grouping. All right, go for the gold.